So I just watched this documentary on The Blaze on YouTube. It's free. It's a mini documentary about the insider trading that the politicians are doing on the Hill. Many of them they name through it. They name all the different ones. I mean, everybody knows Nancy Pelosi is the biggest one, and then there's Dan Crenshaw. But this was so disturbing because, well, first of all, the people that were willing to be interviewed, the ones that aren't involved in it, the way they were just so yeah, they know it's wrong, but and laughing a lot, and that disturbed me. It was almost nauseating, and maybe it was that kind of cognitive dissonance laughing. But one of the people they interviewed was just laughing too much, and I thought, what is this? This is not, none of this is funny. This is betraying, these people that are doing this insider trading, Dan Crenshaw believes that, no, that he needs to get something for himself. They think it's okay because they've gone through all these channels where it's not illegal, but really it is, because so people may have heard how there was somebody, I think it was more than one person, that were following an account on Twitter that Nancy Pelosi, that was following what she traded all the time in stocks, and they followed exactly what she did, and then they made a bunch of money too, but then they got in trouble for it, but she doesn't, because they do control it, because they're on boards that then go on to leverage that company. Or they're they even said that the stock market, when Congress or the House, when they're in session, the stock market can fluctuate a lot when they're on the House floor voting, but when they're not in, then it tends to be a little bit more stable. But they know that the kind of power they have on the economy, on everything, on the trading floor. But they have no shame about it. They said that. They said they don't have any shame about it. It's not like it's a hidden secret. They offer everybody to get involved, and the two people, Matt Gaetz, and I guess others just don't want it. Glenn Beck said that everybody ghosted him. Nobody wanted to come on and be interviewed about it. But in the documentary itself, they interviewed Matt Gaetz and this other representative or congressman that I didn't recognize, that did all this laughing, and I just thought, no, it's bad enough that you have the ones there that think that it's about serving themselves, like Dan Crenshaw, who's supposedly former military. Yeah, he should be court-martialed. I mean, so none of them even understand our Constitution. They didn't go there to serve the people. They went there to serve themselves. I mean, we know that, right? But it's like when you hear people that are in office saying, talking about this, and that, yeah, it's a known thing. It's not like it's hidden. It's like, damn, talk about just feeling like they're rubbing it in everybody's face, how bad they are. And then what bothered me about Matt Gaetz is he had to make this, I don't know, he's extending an olive tree or an olive branch, because he's like, this is one area where me and AOC agree on. Is this the time for that, Matt? I don't think so, but this shows the level of incompetence and non-insight. Because he said, it's one thing for people to know they're on the wrong side going along with corruption, but there's some people that they believe in their cause. Matt Gaetz, if she believes in her cause, why did she need George Soros to help her so much with her funding? Yeah, when she was getting elected in the very beginning. Yeah, you seem to want to leave that little detail out there, Matt. But furthermore, if you think that because she believes in her, so she believes in standing up for everything that's hateful to America, so you can have respect for her. Okay, Matt. Okay, got it. So he's trying to say, yeah, but me and her agree on this. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Okay, so at the very least, everybody's incompetent there. The founders understood everything. I mean, I saw all this coming. We don't have men like the founders were. We don't. Like none of them represent, they don't even understand the Constitution. They're just carrying on, but yet they know that the government's really not operating the way that it should. But it's just like, well, and let's just laugh about it and just laugh about how we're screwing the American people over. And hey, I want you to know AOC is really, she's really legit. And it's like, yeah, all of you, can you please go fuck yourselves? So I just wondering do we have a military in this country? Do we have one? I don't really know. Because do you want to live under this garbage? So Thomas Jefferson said this: single acts of tyranny may be ascribed to the accidental opinion of the day, but a series of oppressions begun at a distinguished period and pursued unalterably through every change of ministers and administrators, too plainly proves a deliberate systemic plan of reducing us to slavery. Yeah. And then, so that's really, that's where we're at. So what do they tell us to do? Well, when a government betrays the people by amassing too much power and becoming tyrannical, the people have no choice but to exercise their original right of self-defense to fight the government. Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, these men knew. I mean, and Thomas Jefferson also said that I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies. Those were men that knew what they were doing. Like these would have been men that was like, there's nobody there right now that is a representation of the vision they had. No, not when you have your Dan Crenshaws that are like, well, no, I have to get something out of this. Yeah, no, the founders believed that if you were going to go and represent people, you were there to serve, not yourself. But Dan Crenshaw thinks it's okay to serve himself. Yeah, so he's jagoff. We don't have a competent. They're just not competent, because even if for the ones that aren't involved in the trading, they can speak about a love for this country, but they clearly don't understand it. They clearly don't, I would say, have the heart for it. They just want to make like everything's normal. Because here's the thing, if you want to carry on about, like there's all this insider stuff going on with these politicians doing this, and you're all screwing over the American people left and right as it is, either the Democrats doing nothing or the Democrats doing everything tyrannical, and the Republicans sitting back saying, we can't do anything. But then, you should be making these claims on the mainstream media that the government isn't operating. It's not functional because of how diseased it is. Instead, you guys get on the media and you talk about China. You talk about as if these are everyday issues and everything's operating as normal, when it's not. So at the very least, they're all incompetent. And they have no shame about it. Well, I'm starting to become the believer that there should be a wealth transfer. Yes, I think that, because I think what they say, Nancy Pelosi's worth like $300 million. Oh, okay. Well, I think that we the people should maybe get transferred from her bank account into ours. Yeah, I think so. Because of all of the damage you've done to the American people. Yeah, that's what needs to happen. I'll never be a socialist. I don't support the socialist agenda, but I do support the wealth transfer. It's time they got a taste of their own fucking medicine.